everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Twitch. Everyone watching from wherever you may be. Welcome to This Is Your Musical. If you've never seen our show before, we improvise a fully live, made-up musical on the spot at the Bristol Improv Theatre once a month on the third Friday of every month. This is now it's our third show that we've done since lockdown. And the first show we did in the theatre, but socially distanced and broadcast to the nation. The second show, we streamed one of our old shows from last year, and this is our first original show that we've put together from our homes. So I hope you enjoy. I'm Caitlin, and this is Will.
I'm Will. Hello.
Will.
Yes. So, well, there's a lot of difficulties in producing live improvised theatre online for you. So we have produced a whole bunch of stuff which will showcase many of the different things we can do. So we've got some live recorded songs that were from old shows. We've got some new songs that we've put together for you over the last month. We do have one live song, but with pre-recorded piano. And we're going to create an improvised audience-created narrative by engaging with you through Twitch. So throughout the show, we'll be asking for suggestions. Beth is in there right now chatting to you. She's going to send suggestions through to us so that we can weave them into our story. You can also ask us some questions, and we're happy to answer questions as we go. And hopefully by the end of it, we will have a tip-top story made up for you.
So as Will said, we have been recording songs to play for you today based on suggestions that we've taken over social media on our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter over the last month. So thank you to everyone who's been chatting to us on that and getting in touch and giving us ideas and inspiration for the songs. We've been taking them, and some of you will see your suggestions used in the songs today.
Yep, so you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. TIY Musical is how you find us, if you're not already following us. And also, if you could follow Bristol Improv Theatre on Twitch, then you'll get notifications about the other shows as they come up. Which there'll be more about that later.
Cool. So yeah, we're going to be making up a story for you that's it'll be like being in the writer's room. It'll be like being inside our brains when we're improvising a story on stage. And we'll be asking you for suggestions as we go along to help inspire that. And the first one is an occupation for our protagonist. So every musical has to have it, Mary Poppins, Maria von Trapp, other protagonists of musicals. We need the occupation of our protagonist from you. So start typing that in the chat now, and Beth will be sending it over. But we start with our first recorded song that we've made over the last month. This is a classic opening number of a musical with lots of the cast involved. And we asked for a location to inspire it, and we got the suggestion On a Cloud from Jenfish at Jenfish41 on Twitter. So this is our first opening number, which is set on a cloud. Enjoy.
7 a.m. Cloud control checking in. We're riding a northeasterly wind over South Bristol. Cloud formation, cumulonimbus. Cloud status, she's just about to break.
Hi, Mum. All good here in the engine room. I'm actually out putting a fine mist as well this morning.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it real steady for you, Cap, no worries.
Captain, water levels are optimum.
Laid out below us is a sleepy morning town. We're floating high above them, 12,000 meters off the ground.
In position?
Yeah, I think she's ready. Let's make it rain.
Yes, Mom. That feeling of the first drop on your head as you walk through the door. And a kiss in the rain is not the same without a little downpour.
Whoa, it's a heck of a lot of umbrellas down there.
I know, I can tell they're not enjoying it, but where would they be without rain?
Without rain, they would be as dry as a bone. Yes, that entire city would be a designated danger zone.
Without the rain, there wouldn't be an appreciative sun. I mean, it's like yin without yang just isn't fun.
And you know, at the end of the day, this job sometimes can take its toll.
Yeah.
But we can all be proud to say that we are part of the cloud control.
When the clouds gather and the rain pours, then the storm comes and the sky uppours. When the clouds gather and the rain pours, then the storm comes and the sky uppours. When the storm comes, when the storm comes, when the storm comes, when the storm comes, when the
Rain, go away, home again another day. Rain, go away, come again another day. When the clouds gather and the rain pours, and the storm comes and the sky uppours. When the clouds gather and the rain pours, then the storm comes and the sky uppours.
Hello, welcome back. Firstly, can I give a big thank you to our This Is Your Musical band. Now, usually you would hear them as you were coming in, and we would thank them straight away. But we've waited now until you've seen them in that clip. So thank you, Ian and Catherine, for your beautiful music, and also to our singers for that song, which was Caitlin, Anna, Andrew, and Sam. And again, thanks to Beth, who is coordinating our chat, sending us through your suggestions. Thank you. Let's talk about the recording process just briefly, though. How did you find that, Caitlin?
It's a funny one. So in case anyone's wondering, the songs aren't written in the traditional sense of the word. We took the suggestion and agreed on what we found inspiring as a group. And Ian went away and recorded the music. And then, well, there was some executive decision making by Will after we spoke about it for about half an hour. I really wanted to go for the scaffolding on the Sistine Chapel, but I was outvoted. I was like, oh my God, think of all the Sistine Chapel puns that you could get in. And everyone was like, please make her stop. Anyway. Talk about the glass ceiling. This isn't better than I see. It would have been awful. Anyway. So yeah, Ian goes away and records the music and sends it to the first singer. And the first singer on this occasion was me, which you can tell because everyone after me has taken my suggestion that we are, my sort of offer in that opening gambit, that we control the clouds somehow, and just upped the costume game. So I now look horrendously underdressed in that song. But yeah, so
cloud control. Cloud control is a casual workplace.
Yeah, cloud control. Not as well dressed as Major Tom in this instance. So I recorded the dialogue throughout the song, the first verse and the chorus, and then I just do reaction shots throughout. And then the second singer, who was Sam, I think, sings the...
Yeah, I think it was Sam, and then Andrew, and then Anna.
Yeah, gets sent the song with my singing over it, and then he puts his bits of dialogue, his verse and the chorus, and each successive person is sent the extra bit. It's like a game of
I'm explaining this so well.
It is exactly like a game of I'm explaining this so well. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
For that. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of suggestions in. Are you?
Yes.
I'm moving along.
Move it on. I've talked long enough. But imagine that was the opening number of our musical, and now we are about to cut to our protagonists, wherever they are, and whoever they are.
Our first. So we've got several suggestions. So many. Suggestion alert, says Beth. We have from Hasiri 92, Doctor. Freelance Cynic has got Almond Milker. And that has triggered a Snake Milker suggestion, again from Hasiri.
And then a Snake Almond Feeder from Freelance Cynic. Is that someone who feeds almonds to snakes? Or
they feed almond snakes.
Yeah. I like Croupier from Simdi 2020. Karina 8 says Chocolate Taster. We have Impigen suggesting editor, drama teacher, and also letting us know that she's watching this for a date night. Enjoy your date, Imogen and Ben.
Yes. And also Skatey Bobati.
Great name.
Skatey Bobati has offered Tesco delivery driver, and moderator Impigen has given us a writer and a chef.
Nice. I really like Croupier.
Let's go with Croupier. Croupier is a person that works in a casino.
Dealing cards.
Card dealer. Roulette wheel spinner.
Yeah. One of those. Okay, so once upon a time, there was a croupier who worked in one of the biggest casinos in Las Vegas.
And every day, our croupier, who we will name Francis. It's on his name badge, or her name badge, their name badge, would go to their job in the deserts of Las Vegas and spin the wheels in those of the roulette wheels, but also those big Wheel of Fortune style wheels that people just come up and put money on. In a windowless, flashing lights, Las Vegas casino.
Because they do that in casinos. They make sure that there are no windows, so there's no natural light, so you never know what time of day it is. So people just stay later and later. They're creepy places. So Francis, the croupier, had moved out to Las Vegas to pursue their dream of working as a celebrity croupier to the stars, because they could do all of the fancy card tricks and everything, but it wasn't what they dreamed it would be. And out there in the desert, they missed the rain a lot.
Absolutely, so much. But because this is a story, we know something is going to have to change. So Francis is in Las Vegas in the casino, working there every day as a croupier. But what will happen next? What is the call of adventure going to be? So if you
Given
can
that we know that there are people who control the clouds in the sky.
Yes, that is
true. Does Francis know about them? We don't know yet. Have they met? We don't know yet.
Anything is possible.
Anything can happen. It's improvised.
So please give us your suggestions and we will weave them into our seamless narrative.
What could happen next? But while you are thinking about that and giving us your suggestions, this is a clip from a show maybe 3 years ago now from one of our amazing alumni, Clemmy Van Alexander. This song is called No One Cares That You're a Vegan, back from the days that we used to take suggestions for titles of songs written down on a piece of paper. And I believe that this one was performed in the style of Les Miserables. So do enjoy this best of clip.
It's so interesting actually, because we kind of have a song which has got like some of those really heartfelt solos in them. A musical that we like to call Nobody Cares That You're Vegan.
to Morrissey's a shithead. Vegan is who I'm meant to be. But my friends, they shun me and my diet. Even like my Instagram posts. Oat milk is fine. Vegan pancakes are nice, I promise. Sometimes they listen to my plea.
I'm sorry, it's not working out. What's the rest of your stuff? Listen, it's been great having you as a flatmate and all, but just sick of hearing about it.
Do you watch Super Size Me? Consumption is doing so much damage to the planet. Well, listen, Andrea, it's been great working here, but you can't bond with anyone over a latte, so you just need to go.
Hello, wife. I like burgers, so I'm leaving you.
Even like my Facebook posts. When I explain I'm cruelty free. I guess I'll strike it out on my own now. And start a vegan colony.
Oh. Lovely.
I can remember that one getting called out and everyone standing in the wings going, Les Mis, nobody cares that you're a vegan, and Clemmy just being like, stand back, and walking onto stage, taking that centre position, going for it, and we were all like, yes. There's also just some classic "This Is Your Musical" dicking around there. That's halfway through, everybody jumps on the idea that we're just gonna totally screw with Clemmy's vegan life and get rid of her.
Yep. No sharing the apartment. Lose the job. Lose the husband.
Yeah.
Mm,
As someone who does share a house share with a vegan, it's fine, man.
it's fine. I mean, it was a long time ago. I mean, 3
It was
years.
3
The
whole
world
years
has
ago.
changed a lot in that time.
Now, if you go to Southfield Deli on North Street, there's a little sign up saying, we can only sell 1 carton of oat milk at a time. Please don't ask. Oh, the times we live in.
All the times.
So we've been getting your suggestions in about the next step in our story. SimD 2020 says the croupier is also a dealer. I think we might be a bit pre-watershed for that sort of storyline.
SimD has also offered that the Rain Man came into the casino.
Nice.
Is that,
Andy,
is that name's gone, like movie with Tom Cruise.
oh, I've never seen that. The one where he's
a gap, like a card counter, autistic man.
Oh, I like how that ties things together thematically, but also with words. If you don't know that film.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. Okay, cool. My mum really fancies him.
Oh.
True story. Andy Rudy says the cloud breaks down. They crash land in Francis's apartment. It's quite fun.
Mr. G. Johnson says a cloud controller falls out of the sky and Francis captures them. That's
romantic to me. Impogen says Francis meets the cloud pilot via a game of poker. And we have an audience question from Lograk. What is the average airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Is it an African swallow or a European swallow? Answers
That's
on a
the correct answer.
Do you have a favourite out of all of those?
I really like the cloud breaking down and crashing into an apartment just because of the visuals of it.
Too. Okay.
So thank you, Andy Rudy.
Andy Rudy. So once upon a time, there was a croupier called Francis who dreamed of being a croupier to the stars and had moved to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes. And every day out in the desert, Francis would go to work into his windowless, flashy light workplace and spin the roulette wheels and spin the big wheels and deal cards to stars or not.
But how dearly he missed his rainy hometown of a rainy estate in the United States.
Let's say Washington State.
Washington.
Very rainy.
Yes, he missed He missed the rains of Washington. Anyway, one day, Francis goes back to his apartment, which is a special block of flats that's just for croupiers who work in the casino. He's in the top floor flat. He has the highest.
He's got the penthouse. He can't really afford it. All of his earnings go on the penthouse, but he is trying to live his dream, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he knows that once he's, dealing for the stars, he's going to be able to afford that penthouse and some besides. But the lift's out of order. The lift's been broken for months. So he's just working on those quads, just building up those leg muscles,
trudging up those
stairs every single day. And so he gets in from a really long day, plonks himself down on the sofa, and no sooner has he done so that with an almighty crash, a crew of 4 weird-looking people who, for some reason, have swords and visors, land through his skylight, smash through his skylight.
It's the cloud control engineers, and they're like, "Oh, our cloud has just crashed, and we can't get enough lift. And if we don't get lift, there's not going to be rains in California this year."
and Francis is amazed. What do these cloud controllers look like? I mean, we've just assumed that they're like normal humanoids. Are they? Maybe they're really small.
Yeah, they're
tiny.
Little. They're
this big.
They have like kind of cloud themed clothing, so it's all very puffy.
Yeah, puffer jackets and stuff. But they're a proud people.
Absolutely. Like perhaps they look ridiculous to us, but we would no doubt look ridiculous to them.
And Francis had no idea that there were people in the sky controlling the clouds, controlling all the weather, in fact. This is huge news to him. And of course, I think he's going to ask, what are you doing in the middle of the desert? There hasn't been a cloud here in years. And they're going to say, well, we haven't been here in years. We were in uncharted territory. A strange signal called us across the sky, and we have no idea why we're out here. This is completely uncharted territory for us.
Ooh. Well, now we turn back to you, our Twitch audience, to figure out what will happen next. How will our protagonist deal with this? There's cloud people in his penthouse apartment.
While you are giving us those suggestions, please enjoy this new song that we recorded over the last month. The suggestion that we took from this one was your favourite musical, and this song is been performed in the style of that musical, which was Bugsy Malone from CL Scriggs, who contacted us over Instagram. Enjoy this Bugsy Malone style song. Ian, after doing the music, also gave me and Anna, who are singing it, the offer that it is set in the sewers, which might explain some of the choices.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Michelangelo.
What is it?
I just think there's more to life than being a Ninja Turtle.
What?
Some days I just want to be a regular turtle, you know?
Well, like what?
Hide in my shell, hibernate, eat leaves, get turned over by nasty children on the sidewalk. Ever since I was just a young turtle, 5 days, I kind of wanted to learn all the different ways a turtle could defend itself besides just a shell. But right now I think we are living in my personal hell. There is more to life than sewer rats.
I don't know what you're talking
There
about.
is more to life than the underground.
Sorry, I'm not following you.
There is more to life than sewer rats.
I don't.
There is more to life to be found.
You're telling me
There is more to life than sewer rats. There is more to life than the underground. There is more to life than sewer rats. There is more to life to be found.
Well, okay, Leonardo, let's say that you're onto something here. I mean, ever since I was a tiny, tiny turtle, Splinter told me that the most important thing was getting rid of the shredder. But what if there's a more natural way of life that I would be more inclined to? Imagine a life where no one's asking to be saved.
Yeah.
I could go down to the sea and go swimming in the waves. I could bask on the beach and take in the sun. Imagine a life where I looked out for number one. There is more to life than sewer rats. There is more to life than the underground. There is more to life than sewer rats. There is more to life to be found. You're right!
'Cause when I was a turtle, not but 5 years old,
What a time.
my mother told me, darling, you just better not be bold.
Smart.
Nunchucks aren't the way of life, they're not what you need.
Listen to mother.
Just need to hide and hibernate, oh darling, please. There's more to life than sewer rats.
Oh, there is more
There is
to
more to life than
life.
the underground.
Back in this toil
There is
and
more
strife.
to life than sewer
You
rats.
got no cause
There is
to
more to life to be
smile
found.
when you're a used
There is more to life than sewer rats.
There is more to life than the underground. There is more to life than sewer rats.
There is more to life to be found. Ninja Turtles bit.
Ah, good old. Lovely to have an Ninja Turtles song just
Yeah.
thrown in there.
Anna recorded that one first and sent it to me and just went, look, I just thought sewer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, great, lovely. And did something that you can't do in a live show, obviously, and went on the Wikipedia for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, oh, I'm sure my nephew told me what those were. You can see in the bridge I've written Leonardo, Splinter, and the Shredder on my hand. And I'm like, yeah, got it.
I mean, it convinced me. It convinced me that you knew a lot about the Ninja Turtles. Thank you to Ian, Catherine, Caitlin, and Anna, who were in that song, recorded that song. Wow, lovely. Right. So
Okay.
we've got some suggestions coming in.
So we asked you what happens next in our story. The cloud control people, who it turns out are this big,
Very
there was no
little.
sense of perspective in the opening number, have crashed through the skylight of Francis's penthouse suite, suddenly appeared in Francis's life. What happens next? So Mr. G. Johnson says they start building a new engine with roulette wheels. Very cool. Blue Boy 101 says a horrible gambling addiction.
I mean, that feels like a low point.
I like it as a subplot. I'm going to say that at least one of the cloud control people is just like, guys, this was my last day on the job. You know what? I'm out. And they just wander off and they just sit down at a slot machine, and we'd see them periodically throughout the music. And like halfway through, there'd be a song where everyone comes on and plays berries like this. Like that. Yeah. Living for that buzz.
Gretch Zoo suggests the cloud people panic, and one of them decides to knock Francis out and impersonate him to get lay of the land.
Okay, I really like that one because, as we've ascertained, they're only like 30 centimeters high, so it's got to be all of them wearing a coat.
In a coat,
Yeah,
going
Yeah,
around
very-
as Francis.
very Vincent adult man, or that character from BoJack
Yes.
Horseman.
Lovely.
Impotent, they fall in love. I love a love
No.
story. I don't think we can have a musical without at least a love story. Freelance Cynic says the cloud springs out the leak and floods the whole building. Francis gets thrown out onto the Nevada streets. Ooh.
I mean, we could. Oh, we got another one in.
Ooh.
SimD 2020. They're confronted by Native Americans who worship the crowd.
Fun.
The cloud controllers.
I think that the best thing to happen is for the cloud people and Francis to work together, because I think Francis, as we've ascertained, loves the rain, so would be very into the cloud people.
Once he got over the shock. he'll be like,
Exactly.
of course,
Yeah.
I will help you.
Of
Rain
course
is
I will
very
help
important.
you. And they need to work out why they were drawn off course into the Nevada desert in the first place.
Yes, the strange signal.
So I think that we should take Mr. G. Johnson's suggestion. They start building a new engine with roulette wheels. So I'm gonna, but I can't get the picture of all of them out of a coat out of my head. So I'm imagining a little heist scene where Francis goes back down into the casino accompanied by
his new friend, a new croupier who's just flown in from Washington State.
Yeah, in a hat, tiny head.
Yes.
On each other's shoulders.
Yeah, so Francis absolutely is going to help them. And he lends them a uniform and is like, come on, guys, I know where we can get materials to rebuild your engine so you can get those clouds to Washington, to California. That's where they were sending them.
So they're sneaking around the back of the casino, trying to find these big roulette wheels that just so happen to be exactly the right size and shape to replace the parts that broke in the original machine. When suddenly they walk in on a backroom card game, one of the illegal ones that happens in the back rooms of casinos.
And there are some really well-known celebrities there.
Oh, really well-known.
So, like, they're so well-known, we don't know their names. That's how celebrated they are.
But let's say that you know their names.
Oh, Francis knows their names. Francis
Which celebrities are sitting around this card table? It's the big hitters, right?
And their croupier has just got ill and left. And they
say to Francis, we need a croupier. And suddenly Francis has to choose between helping his new friends who control the weather and taking this opportunity of a lifetime to deal in the illegal card game for all these celebrities. So, what do you think he does well?
Well, I mean, he of course chooses celebrity. And he starts dealing those cards. And his cloud friends there in their croupier uniform going, we need roulette wheels to build our engine so that we can fly these rains to California.
Mm-hmm.
And Francis is like, look, this has been my dream all along. All I've ever wanted was to be a croupier to celebrities. And
at this point, one of the arms of the cloud control jumps out and is like, screw this, guys, and goes off and gets a horrible gambling addiction.
Yeah.
That's happening in the background of all of the rest of the musical.
And the rest of the cloud controllers are like, well, I guess we're going to have to do this on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And Francis, he deals those cards, but there is a niggling sense of guilt.
Yeah. Something is very wrong here, not only because it is literally an illegal card game, but also because he's not made good on his promise to his new friends, one of whom he may or may not have been falling in love with.
And so as he is there dealing the cards, he realizes that, I've let them down. And in doing so, I've let down the water cycle.
Yeah.
Like the great big roulette wheel from the ocean to the clouds, the rains will no longer fall. I have put my own desire for fame and celebrity to deal to the stars ahead of the entire wellness of the world.
One of whom is Stormzy. So I'm going to say that he's also brought his main man, Jeremy Corbyn, who is enjoying a well-earned break.
Yeah, they just flew into Vegas to gamble illegally because Jeremy Corbyn has enough bad press already. He doesn't need to
He's like, dude, I'm going to do what I want. Anyway, suddenly security kick the door down and a full SWAT team come running in and they have guns and they've got and Francis is like, whoa, 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 and they say, are you the organizer of this game? And Jeremy Corbyn and Stormzy turn and they say, yes. Yep. This is the man who's
Francis set this up the whole time.
And then one of the SWAT teams goes and opens a bag and goes, they weren't playing for money, they were playing for kittens. And Francis is like, no, what have I done?
I had no idea. I didn't realize the chips on the table couldn't represent anything other than money.
And he picks them up and they all have little paw prints on them. And he's like, I've been such a fool. This is one of those backroom illegal kitten gambling games. And after they win the kittens, they make them fight. And he realizes he's gone way off track here.
So far off track. And as he's dragged to jail, knowing that there'll never be rain again, that his career is over, that he's let down his friends, he just can't see how things could get any better.
Or indeed, any worse. So now Will has a song that he is going to improvise for us on the spot, live for you. Ian has recorded him some music and he's going to play it at home and sing it for you now. This is Francis's song at his lowest moment in casino jail, having just let down everything that he holds dear. Take it away, Will.
The stars far apart, I thought I would join them shining, but I found myself in a casino, gambling for kittens. And my friends, I've let them down. There will be no rain anymore. And the desert, it will spread. And our life will be dead. The stars shine so bright, the night sky, cold night. Will I find a way to be the person I could be? And now the cloud folk, they spin the wheel. I don't know where they go, and I don't think they will survive. I night sky, stars so far, pouring rain, fighting kittens. This is my end. Can I ever be a friend? And the night sky so cold, but the rain will not fall.
Woo! Up top. We practiced that. Nice work, Will. Oh my God, things are bad for Francis, huh? Things are looking pretty bad.
Things are absolutely like.
They couldn't be worse.
How could this possibly, like, what could happen?
Well, I'll tell you what I think happens. I think that Francis is just recovering from that heart-wrenching solo when the guy on the other side of his cell, or on the other side of the, bars, county, whatever, wherever we are, goes, hey kid, listen. And then one of the cops is like, shut up, don't listen to him, he's crazy. And he goes, and it turns out that the guy in the cell opposite has been put in jail for causing a public disturbance because he's been out on his soapbox telling anyone who'll listen that the Nevada government is cloud seeding, which is a practice that does exist but is illegal, I think, in America.
Spraying dust up into the atmosphere so that it will form the little droplets around it.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And suddenly Francis realizes that this errant meteorologist has clocked what's going on and why the cloud controller's engine was drawn so drastically off course, because the Nevada government has been cloud seeding. But why?
Well, shall we ask Twitch?
Yes.
To tell us what will happen? How could this possibly end? But
Francis is in jail. His friends are loose in the casino. Francis has got the information that answers their question about why they were drawn off course, and in doing so may have uncovered a conspiracy that goes deeper than the Nevada government, and he could be about to crack this whole thing wide open.
He's also learned a valuable lesson about putting like superficiality and celebrity ahead of his real friends, the cloud
His friends
controllers.
that he'd made 2 hours previously. Indeed.
Real, true friends.
Meanwhile, in storyline B, the gambling addict cloud controller has just won big and is buried under a whole pile of coins like this.
But is it just enough to buy enough roulette wheels so that they can repair their engines?
Find out after we are about to watch another couple of best of moments from our previous show. So the first one coming up is from a recent show called You've Got to Hustle, and the one after that is a song from a show from a couple of years ago called It's 'Cause of You. So enjoy.
Come on, listen. You got to hustle, to get the muscle. Now you get it. You got to hustle to get the muscle. Abs and pecs and delts and quads and abs and pecs and delts. Abs and pecs and delts. Abs and pecs and delts. Left arm, right arm, left leg, right.
I look forward to coming into work every day. You do? Yeah. I wake up every morning and I take a shower. of bed. I jump out of bed, I'm so excited. And I get dressed in my uniform and I put on my glasses and I feel absolutely wired. Because I know when I get here, I'm gonna see you and I'm gonna see everyone having swell time in jail. That's gonna be absolutely awesome. Another day's work in heaven. It's 'cause of you. It's 'cause of you. Everything you do. Yeah, it's 'cause of you. It's 'cause of you. And everything you do. Everyone feels the
Are we
same way.
complimenting Jennifer again? Your simple mind has simple plans. I mean it as a compliment. Look at how this prison stands. And now you see, you found the way. And that is why we say hooray.
That is why you say hooray. That is why we say hooray.
That is why we say hooray.
It's 'cause of you. It's 'cause of you. Everything you do. That's true. It's 'cause of you. It's 'cause of you. And
Everything you do.
every single day I have your voice in my head. It's not just your voice, I got a picture by my bed. Everything you do is inspirational. Every word you say is so motivational. It's 'cause of you. It's 'cause of you. Everything you do. You have it!
We don't know what we'd do without you, Jennifer. And everything you do.
Woo! Just from those clips, I need to credit the band that was playing. So our current band is Ian and Catherine, but at least one of those clips was made up of Ian, Alison, and Johnny. And also credit to Sam Hall, Imogen Greenwood, Caitlin, Beth, and Andy, who all performed in some of those flashbacks. And that second song, It's 'Cause of You, is a beautiful lead-in for us to say thank you to our lovely audience. We're still performing because of you. We love your engagement with us and we want to keep on producing content for you, even in these weird circumstances where our live musical is this.
Yeah. To which end, if you want to do this with us again, then find us on TIY Musical on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so that you can keep on giving us your suggestions and possibly see them realised in new musical numbers next month. And while you're here, we're also going to mention, do donate to the theatre if you can. All of the money's being split between the theatre and the artists, and it's just the theatre's way of ensuring that it's going to be able to reopen after the crisis and also keep supporting artists during lockdown. And you can find a donate button underneath the live stream now. So you've been giving out your suggestions of what happens next. So France is in jail and has met a meteorologist who has been telling him about the Nevada government's plan to cloud seed. What happens next?
Well, and also the gambling addict cloud controller has won big.
Yeah, because gambling addictions sometimes pay off. I think that's why it's so addictive. There's a message. Okay. So SimD 2020 says Francis wins the house jackpot.
Blue Boy 101 says it ends with a high stakes game of rock, paper, scissors versus the president. And then Ocean's 27 movie.
from
I think
SimD 2020, I think. Or maybe that was also
I
from Blue
think
Boy.
maybe Blue Boy 101 suggested Ocean's 27 movie, and then SimD 2020 jumped onto it.
Yeah. O3 Rosby says Francis gets into a fist fight with Stormzy. I wouldn't recommend that. Stormzy is ripped.
Hasiri 92 says the real mastermind behind the kitten poker is arrested. Francis is freed. He's the real victim.
Mr. G. Johnson says the gambling addict controller pays Francis's bail, and also suggests the casino owner has been cloud seeding because the humidity makes the kitten fur so much more luscious. That's great. Freelance Cynic says the kittens are taken up in the clouds and lick all the seeded dust up with their sandpapery tongues. Adorable. And I can imagine a group of improvisers doing that on stage. Stranger things have happened.
SimD 2020 says Francis finds that the answer to the meaning of life is in the clouds.
Oh, I mean, I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow. It's cloud illusions, I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. So my favourite one in that is Mr. G. Johnson, the gambling addict controller pays Francis's bail. I think
Absolutely.
I can just picture the 4 cloud controllers in the croupier costume coming up and slamming the tokens on the police desk.
And the sheriff is like, well, it's casino jail. We can accept it.
Yeah.
That's the rules of casino jail.
Door swings open
to go,
and Francis head in hand and looks and can't believe that they've come through for him. But he's, guys, you know, I have to tell you what's happening. You were brought here because the Nevada government has been cloud seeding. And maybe they pay the bail of the meteorologist as well. And the meteorologist is like, come on then, follow me.
Yeah, the sheriff is like, oh, you've given me too much. And they're like, well, how much for this guy? The sheriff's like, oh, that covers it. You're free too.
So they all follow the meteorologist, and he leads them up to
an observatory on a Nevada mountain.
An observatory.
Yeah. Which is also a casino, but
which is also a casino.
Everywhere's a casino in Nevada.
And at the top of the casino, Francis runs into his boss.
And the boss is like, oh, you croupier, have you discovered my plans to make the kitten's fur extra fluffy?
Yeah. The humidity makes the kitten fur luscious. These illegal card games have been going downhill because the kittens were frankly patchy, and someone needed to do something about it, and he was the one to change it, and nothing was going to stop him. Nothing.
Not even the water cycle. I'll end all rain in this land if it means I can get fluffy kittens.
And Francis says, no, that's wrong. And the boss of the casino says, if you oppose me, then you are never, ever working in a casino in this town / state ever again.
And Francis says, you know what? I've been working in this casino. I've been trying to live this dream of wealth. And you know what I've realized? It's all fake and empty. The real thing that matters is the environment and friends.
And the boss says, friends? Ha, friends. I haven't had friends in 60 years. And he goes to pull a thing to seed some more clouds.
And the meteorologist.
Go on, the meteorologist.
The meteorologist goes, no! And leaps. And as he leaps to pull the lever, his arm goes around the boss casino, and that gentle human touch reminds the casino boss what he's been missing out on for 60 years.
Yeah. And they go and get a coffee together, just talk about stuff that they like, which happens to be French films. And Francis turns to the cloud controllers and says, I don't think I can ever go back to the casino now.
The cloud controllers go, Well, that's okay, because while you were distracting everyone, dealing out the game, we got into the back spare roulette wheel room, and we managed to get enough roulette wheels to repair our engine.
And it's here above this observatory, and they jump into it and take Francis with them, and Francis becomes a cloud controller, an honorary cloud controller, and
The first human cloud controller.
Flying above the United States of America and other land masses, spreading the water of the water cycle and being friends with the cloud controllers. And at the end of every day, they drop him off in his penthouse suite. He waves them off, and
goodbye.
all is well with the world.
And he doesn't miss rain anymore because he delivers rain, even though he lives in a desert.
The end.
Oh,
cool.
Well,
so thank you everyone for helping us write that story.
If you think of a moral for that story, why not share it on Twitter, on Instagram, or on Facebook, TIY Musical. Just, spread the word about the great and very morally sound stories that we're telling here. Bristol Improv Theatre, Twitch.
Yeah. Thank you again for all of your suggestions and your engagement, especially to the people who suggested stuff over Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to inspire the songs that you heard today. And thank you for sticking with us during this weird, difficult time. It makes us so happy to create stuff to put out for you. So thanks for being the people who want to watch it.
Yeah, we will be asking for more suggestions because we will be doing another show very similar to this one. But of course, as all improv is completely different, in a month's time, so keep an eye on that.
It'll be different. Do donate to the theatre if you are able, and tune in again on the Bristol Improv Theatre's Twitch channel. The next shows tomorrow. There is Radio Cupid at 8 p.m, which is the improvised Agony Aunt radio love show. Next weekend, there's Tales of Adventure, Improvised Dungeons and Dragons, and you've got to be quizzing me with two special guests all the way from the Hideout Theatre in Texas. Follow the Bristol Improv Theatre on Twitch to get a notification every time they start streaming live. And we have one last song for you.
One final song. So this song, we asked for a suggestion, which was, what's your favorite lockdown activity? And the response that we got from Facebook was baking sourdough bread. That was the one we chose by the aptly named Mickey Baker on Facebook. So good night. We'll leave you with that. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks again. See you soon, and enjoy this song about baking sourdough bread. Bye.
Bye.
Andrew, I don't know about you, but during this time of lockdown, I've done so much sourdough bread baking as a way to be creative.
Yeah, me too. And I'm not the only one. I know my whole family's doing it. I think I heard that the whole world's doing it. Right, guys?
Yeah, everyone loves their sourdough.
It's delicious.
When you can't go out, when you won't, and you can't do the things that you ought, try baking, and it'll chase those blues away. Try baking to see a brighter day. Sourdough, sourdough, don't you know? Sourdough, it feeds me when I'm fed up, it never lets up. Sourdough, sourdough, sourdough. Fed up, it never lets up. Sourdough.
The name says sour, but you know that it's sweet. I would eat that bloody bread any day of the week. I don't care if it's raining sun is out shining. I'm going to eat that, doesn't matter the timing. Sourdough, sourdough, don't you know? Sourdough, it feeds me when I'm fed up, it never lets up. Sourdough.
A culture came to us from years ago. The yeast, it grows and grows and grows, and every time that it grows and divides, it's giving us the gift of bread it provides.
Sourdough, sourdough, don't you know? Sourdough, it feeds me when I'm fed up, it never lets up. Sourdough.